to another episode of Raging Out in Clash. My name is Jen, and SK's here as well.
And I'm here.
Yeah, like that was horribly delayed.
I know, but I thought I would, exacerbate the point that I am not delayed. I was just being delayed in that time. So I was just proving
that you're slow.
I'm not slow.
Slow in responding.
Anyway,
we're going to be talking about a few things today. It was Clash of Clans' 8th birthday anniversary. So they had a couple celebration things going on the last couple weeks. We'll cover what went on there. We finished clan games and we are now in leagues, so we will talk about the two of those things. There is a new Super Troop that came out, so we'll talk about that. And the new pass is also out, so we will just kind of touch on what the skin looks like, what the rewards are in there, and we will kind of recap our experiment that we tried, who messed it up, and what's going on with that. And then we'll always, finish it off with the can't fix stupid.
I like how you and I, we have a discussion about what we're going to talk about. And I know that you write it all down, but yet it doesn't all come out.
What do you mean?
Because did we not just say that Darian had done his Ask Me Anything on the forum?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't write that one down because I knew I wouldn't have much to say. I mean, we could talk about it, but I knew I wouldn't have much to say about it because I started reading some of the things and I got bored, so I didn't finish. I'm not going to have much to say.
Well, we can talk about that now then, seeing as we don't have much to say about it. But,
I read a couple things. One of the things that I did read was people were asking about Town Hall 14, and he said that they like to have a target of about 18 months. I know Town Hall 13 was about 12 months. He said anywhere between 12 and 18 months he said, don't quote him on that, just, it could be earlier, it could be later, but that's kind of the target that they like to have. So be interesting to see what the fall update comes out with, and then the winter one at the end of the year, and yeah. That was kind of that. I mean, some of the other questions were about his cat and then whatever else, and it just, it was boring for me, so I didn't go through them all. I didn't read them all.
Yeah, I did read them all, but I agree with you that perhaps the real content that matters to me wasn't there. I mean, obviously, I'm sad for his cat and that it passed away and all that, but I didn't know the cat, so for me as a reader, I empathize that he lost his cat and that he would be missed and all that. But for me, I wanted to know. I was reading Clash of Clans, Ask Me Anything, and that's what I wanted from that Ask Me Anything. So, but I guess, like you mentioned, a lot of the things had been talked about already before, like Town Hall 4, when is that coming out? There's things like, Super Troops and all that, and a lot of these things have been asked before in various shapes and forms. And I guess it's a good thing that actually it's here on the Supercell forums rather than, there's things that you pick up in I don't know, YouTube or the Reddit forums and whatnot. So it's good to have it on an official channel there, but because you and I, if we want to know something and we would know where to look for these things in terms of news and things. So anytime that Darian's been there in any official capacity, let's say, that's not the forums, we kind of might have already seen it, be it, there's some YouTube clip that he's doing an interview or something like that. You and I might have already seen it, but I guess it's good that for viewers, for people that visit the forum, for players that visit the forum and nothing else, I guess it was a good rehash for them. But for me, I didn't find anything particularly useful. There was one nugget of information I saw. I can't remember what it was now because it was a while back. But I will try and remember, and then we can touch upon it. But yeah, really, for me, a lack of substance, really. A lot of older information that I kind of already knew. I think it was good that he tried to do one in the forums. I think that because that's where I would look first anyway. I don't particularly like to. The format of like the Reddit Ask Me Anything, they kind of I can't read them. As in, my brain does not work that way, and that it's just a little bit. It's a different way of viewing activity, I guess, and I prefer to read things on a forum. But I think hats off to the people that were trying to make it work, and I hope to do something like that again, but with things that are actually new information is what I would like. And I appreciate that his hands are tied with what he can provide. I did ask you a question that you wanted me to ask, but you must have ran out and his food came or something. So
well, I think one of the things was too, you had to ask 3 questions, if I read that right.
Yes.
So
yeah, I thought it was not very well timed as well, because and that might have just been because of his cat passing away, but it was on at exactly the same time that the the big competition thing was on and streaming. So you were like, all this Clash of Clans stuff is happening at the same time, and normally you would just focus on one, but you could have had it in the background, granted, but it's just a lot on at the same time, which wasn't. I think it could have had a better reception of people asking questions prior to that.
Well, and I think too, like you said, like for me, like people took it as like to ask me anything. Like it felt like they asked him more personal questions than actual questions about the game, which is what I was wanting. I mean, just looking at it here, what's your favorite part about being the community manager? What's your favorite army comp for war and farming? Like, I don't really care about that. I want to know,
you don't care.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, and I guess that's just shows what range of different people you have playing the game. You and I who like to play the game, who like to try and win at the game and do enjoy the mechanics of how the game is played, are more interested in the game itself rather than perhaps, the social part.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, yeah. So I don't care what army Darian uses, because Darian's not a competitive player. He's just an average Joe Blow, and any average Joe Blow can just throw anything together. Like, it doesn't matter what he uses.
Yeah. So yeah. I can't not for the life of me think what the thing that I thought. That's actually quite interesting.
I know that people did ask about, the recruiting tools, and I think I saw somewhere somebody asked if there was going to be any more perks, clan perks after level 10, something like that. I think I saw.
Yes, that might have been the thing that I thought was interesting.
I think I read that he answered that it was already answered in another post somewhere, so I'll have to find out what it was, like where it was, because I'm curious to see, what the response was to that.
Yeah, I think that's not the first time he's alluded to the fact that they're considering what comes out after clan level 10. And, they're trying to balance people that start a new clan versus, if all these perks build and build and build with each level, nobody's going to want to join a newer clan, and then that alienates your whole newer players. So they have mentioned that in the past, and that they're wanting to think of something, but what I think, and I'm guessing, what they're going to go down the route of is something that's not what the other perks that are in existence have been. It'll be something that will be superficial, I think. Yeah, so that's what I think. I do feel like that does make me think, okay, maybe it's, let's start leveling up our clan and things like that. But I don't think it will have any material impact. Like, for example, I don't think they're going to say your troop donation is going to go up 3 levels rather than 2. I don't think that would ever come into play.
Well, and I think they got to take into account as well, like how many clans are already at level 20. And I mean, you got to think, okay, if you add like so many things for, clan being 11, 12, all the way up to 20, like how many are already past 25 even?
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
I think it'll be superficial in some sort of, maybe, I don't know, you get a different layer or something like that. That you don't keep unless you stay in the clan or something. But I don't know. I think it will be something that won't affect the actual gameplay.
Or I mean, well, I would, like something like just aesthetically pleasing that you can change on your clan wall or something like that, like something like that.
To give you more statues, like how the leagues gives you those random.
Yeah, or like
statues.
even on your banner, like add a logo or something like that, or change the color of this and make it,
Every level higher up in your clan that you get after level 10, you should get at least another row in your mail. Or your cooldown for your CC request should drop by 5 minutes.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Those would be practical things that I would be like, actually, yeah, I want that. But yeah, so
the thing that people were asking about was the super troops and how often they had planned to be releasing them, and just how they choose or whatnot like that. And I remember reading that Darian did say that not every regular troop needs a super version, so they weren't necessarily thinking of doing a super version for every single troop. So that was kind of interesting, because I wondered how
that's
they
fair.
chose.
Because you do feel like, for example, it wasn't until the later troops that came out that they had special things happening, like the baby dragon rages when he's up by himself. That was kind of a new kind of super added effect, right? So there's things like that you can understand, maybe, although you do get the infernal baby dragon, I will admit that. But when you look at the original troop set that you got at the very start of the game, all the other troops that came after it are kind of superpowered after that anyway. So you could understand why the barb, why the archer, why the giant got a little bit of a boost. But, yep. So, well, let's not dwell on it, seeing as you found that it was not so great. And I didn't have much to say either. I just wanted to point out because we had talked about it the last time. So we can just give our...
Well, and I'm just looking here. This was one of the ones that I had missed. One person asked, are the developers experimenting with the idea of super defenses and super spells? And it just says here that they had experimented with the idea of fusing 2 defenses together, like 2 archer towers becoming a super archer tower, 2 Teslas becoming a mega Tesla defense. But he did say stuff like that, but fusing them together into a single building would have an effect on the percent destruction, so they're holding off on this idea until they get more than 100 buildings in the village. No plans for super spells. Which is kind of odd, because don't they already have 100 buildings? Like, isn't it, or is that...
well, I mean, I think they're close. I just don't think they're at that tipping point yet.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to cover on there?
I don't think so. I think that was it.
Okay. So, what's next on your list? Your non-existent list that you were pretending to write down.
I guess.
Clan games. Okay, so you were worried that it's the birthday clan game, so it had 75,000 points to get the maximum tier, so there's one extra tier. you and I were worried that we weren't going to get Max.
Yeah.
You were more worried than I was. I was quite confidently.
Well, because I knew we needed 15 people to get Max, and at that point, we didn't have 15 people in the clan.
But remember at that point when we were discussing it, it was only 4,000 points each. I think they sort of thought, oh, we should up that amount. Because they made it 5,000.
5 into 75,000 is 15 people.
No, but before, I'm sure when they first released it, they only had the threshold at 4,000, as in when they announced it, but when they started the clan games, it came.
Oh, yeah, when they started it
was already at 5, but when I think they were talking about when they were talking about what kind of tiers and the rewards are and all that, I think it was still 4,000 then.
Right. But I mean, even still, like after clan games started, we didn't even have 15 people in the clan. So the chances of us maxing were
we had 13 people. And with the amount of mooches that there are around these days, I felt comfortable enough that they would just bump that up. But I am glad that they made to get the extra bonus reward, they only made it 4,000. Because now, my superficial reason for liking this was, for once, it's not the same as the maximum. So it's like, well, now they've actually used the fact that the tier can be the extra reward can be at a different tier. Because I'm like, well, if it's always going to be maximum, what's the point of having that little wee arrow thing on the screen that tells you that how much you need to pass? Because I'm like, yeah, so it was like a superficial reason for me.
Maybe they didn't do that on purpose, though. Maybe they just left the coding in there from the other one where you get the bonus at 4,000 and they forgot to change it to 5,000.
Well, no, I think they probably just thought, well, we've got this arrow, let's actually use it. Otherwise, the arrow's just always at the max. But yeah, so we made top tier, and actually, I was quite proud with our clan and that nearly everyone pushed to, the full 5,000. Not just the minimum that we as a clan have.
It was unfortunate in that our new Town Hall 10 and our mid Town Hall 9, the ones
the people that needed it the most,
that could have used that book, that extra reward, did not max. I was disappointed in that the ones that could have used it the most didn't push to get it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like they were far off. Like they were, I think they were both in the 4,000s. They just didn't finish.
No, the Town Hall 10 didn't make the 4,000. It made the minimum that we needed as a clan.
I thought he was 3,400.
Yeah, but you needed 4,000.
Yeah, well, no, I think one of them was in the 4,000s.
Yeah, the other guy made 4,000, just didn't make that push to the 5,000. Yeah. But yeah, so those were the only two people that actually...
See, I think they were both at 4,000, because if you're saying that the extra bonus was at 4,000, I think that's probably why they both stopped, because they didn't need to get 5,000.
He didn't meet the bonus.
No? I thought well, maybe he didn't. Maybe I didn't
see
the
10 or 10 didn't. The 10 and 9 did.
When I started to collect my rewards, I didn't really care who made what. I got my extra one, so...
No, I make a note because in terms of clan management, I do like to notice who actually makes that extra effort to do more than what our clan minimum is, because that just shows that actually you care about, bumping that total up as a whole for the clan. And particularly people that, once we've reached top tier, they still keep going. All the way up to 5,000. So our Town Hall 11 did that, which I thought was quite good. Him and the Town Hall 10 always start their games late, don't they? And you're always like, do we always have to, remind you to do these things, I'm like, ugh. So, but yeah, I was a little bit disappointed that the people that could have gained the most out of them because they had things to upgrade didn't make that extra push. But I will restate the fact that I was proud of our clan that we actually did make it up to the 75,000, and actually a lot more of our clan reached max than we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it was obviously the reward. I mean, the Book of Everything, a lot of it. How long since that last one has been in there? So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what I mean. At least, I think at very early on, the other people, yes, that was the push to get that in there. But there was still a few that hadn't made it. As in, even after we reached the top tier, they still pushed to the end, so that was good.
I think it helped motivate some. I think it helped motivate some, because you and I had decided to race as well.
Yes.
And
so
we've done this in the past where it's who can do it. Who can max clan games the fastest?
Yes, and I think this one was good, wasn't it? Because normally you and I, we struggle to, because you and I also, well, because we're so competitive with each other, you and I also like to truly, truly max out clan games with, getting the 3995 and then the biggest point and challenge at the end of it, so that you're well over the max, right? So we're both competitive in those ways as well. So when we in a regular clan games that goes up to 4,000 points, it's hard because you and I both know that we want to stop at 3995 to then cycle through to get to the bigger end points. But with this time round, because it was 5,000, you and I could be, okay, let's race, and just whoever passes 4,000 wins. So you and I set it up, where we were both online at the same time.
And our Town Hall 10, I had mentioned it to our Town Hall 10 that we were racing, and she wanted to watch, so she was popping back on. She was on and off all night, I think.
I do recall you were telling her to watch my attacks to freak me out.
And who ended up winning? Who was faster?
Let's just say that I chose my challenges unwisely. And let it not be. Let's just say I noticed that you managed to get the quick ones come up and taking them very quickly.
Can I just say something? I spent all afternoon trashing challenges, so there would be an equal amount of opportunities for both of us to pick a challenge like that. And I filled up the whole thing. Like, it wasn't the stupid challenges, use this spell in 4 raids and stuff like that. Got rid of all those. It was the easy challenges, the builder base ones in 30 seconds, snipe this whatever and so many times and get it. So, I mean, I was busy that afternoon.
I know, and you let me choose first.
And I did let you choose first.
But I was like, you were rushing me to go have this competition, and I was getting all... And you were forcing our Town Hall 10 to psych me out and stuff, so I was getting all flustered.
I let you choose first.
And I chose the wrong one.
And I didn't even say go. And I'm waiting. I'm like, is she going to say ready? And then I look in the clan list and you're already hitting. And I didn't say go.
Yes,
you were already going.
You said
so
go.
You
raised the flag.
I gave you the advantage of choosing your task first, but you had like a 20-second head start on me.
Yeah, don't think I didn't notice that you took all the good ones as they popped up.
No, I let you choose first, and I took what I will say I prepped because I knew I knew what challenges might come up. Get so many air defenses. So I did prep. Instead of having like an army trained, I had all lightning
now
trained.
Now he's competitive.
Well, no, but I prepped. I'm smart. I wanted to win. So I had all lightning trained.
That's
so
what competitive people say.
And I think I did that because I think there was one that's with sweepers or something that eventually came up. So all I did was drop my lightnings on it without having to do an actual raid, which saves you time. So I thought about it and I prepped. Mm-hmm. Same thing in builder base. I mean, I drop trophies, and I've always dropped trophies before clan games, because when you do the win 3 battles, it's much easier to win at 2,600 trophies than it is at 3,200. So it's just, I prep. I'm smart.
So
I wanted to win.
You're competitive. Okay, so yes, you did win. You did win. But it's about time. You were kind of due. You were kind of due a win.
My time was pretty fast.
Your time, so you broke the record. So our current record now stands.
I crushed the record. I crushed the record.
You have replaced the existing record with a new record. The time that to reach 4,000 points or past 4,000 points, the quickest time that we've done it as a clan so far is 34 minutes. So that's not too shabby. 34 minutes.
That's freaking fast.
You're gonna have to go for under half an hour. You know, I mean, you're 4 minutes slow. I was expecting more.
like I said, I mean, that was the optimal way to do it, though. Like I said, I prepped, I had lightnings, my builder-based trophies were down, and I cycled challenges, so it was all good challenges in there for us, so we could do it quicker. On any given day, it's not going to be like that. You're not going to have the ability to set up a board like that without people stealing one or two and getting some of the good ones. So, and I mean, it was better because it was 2 of us, so we were cycling. Even, you know, if one of those bad ones was coming in, the other one of us was cycling because there was 2 of us playing. So, I mean, if you could get more people playing, then, you know.
Well done, Jen. So, yeah. So, before we started this, I don't have anything to say about clan games. I don't remember anything. What are you saying now, Jen?
I totally just remembered that we had that competition and I crushed your butt.
Excuse me? No, you didn't. Well,
crushed it.
Next clan games, sub 30 minutes.
Well, no, but we won't be able to we won't be able to race because we won't be able to go past 4,000, which that's the easiest way to tell is to go over 4,000.
It's harder because you do have to pay attention and not go over. So. Yeah,
and I don't want to risk that because I'm still quite high.
I don't want to risk it because I don't want people to have the chance to beat me.
I'm still top 10-ish, I think, for the clan champion.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. How many 35s did you take, Jen?
2. The 2 that I needed.
And did you leave any 35s or 70s for anybody else?
Well,
no.
It's not my fault if people are not awake when they come up and somebody else takes them. I have no control.
If that somebody else is you, then yes, you have control, Jen. Okay, so that was leagues. Yeah, that's fine. We talked about the rewards anyway, so we don't need to talk about that again. No, that was clan games. Yes. What do you want to talk about next?
The birthday celebration stuff. There was a discount on air troops. All the air troops. It was healers, minions, loons, baby dragons, regular dragons, electros, and hounds. I ended up fitting every single one of those in one army. So it was 8 attacks. So I mean, in 8 attacks, I had them all done. So it was nice.
I think you and I were quite impressed that it was the gems. We were going for gems, weren't we? And the experience.
15 gems for each of them, which was 90, and then 10 gems for each of the potions. So, I mean, that was 160, 170 gems right
That's
there.
Quite generous for, a little bit of work. And you and I have been playing around with air anyway, so it was quite good to get that done. And
I think I was low in trophies as well because I think I had dropped for clan games. So, I mean, for me, it was mostly finding a town hall near the edge and dropping everything in the corner with a rage, and that was it. Because all I was going for was 1 star, and
Yeah, no, to be fair, sometimes with these events it's like, oh my goodness, when will it end, right? Like the miners. I'm like, oh man. But this one was okay. It went by fast, and it was only 8 and not 20. Which is good. So we had that. That was fine. I appreciated the gems. Didn't need any of the potions. So like you said, just gems. And what else do we have? We had quite a lot of offers in the shop, of which I bought none. We also had
1 gem army boost.
One gem army boost. Now that's the only special event that I ever really truly enjoy, and I try and do as much as I can. Although it was over the weekend, so I was like, oh, because I'm always busy at the weekend. But that's the only one that maxed out players can actually. There's a little bit more incentive to play, because when you're maxed out, you're not really farming. You don't. There's no compulsion to go and attack or try different. Obviously you want to try different combinations and get better at different armies and all that, but that takes work. So it's particularly if you're trying out different combinations and you're not sure what the right ratio of troops should be. Like, you want to use a certain combination of troops, but you don't know what that right balance for yourself is going to be. Much like when we're working with dragons, it's how many dragons is it to loons and things like that. So when you're, at least with the army boost, you can play about, and it doesn't take forever to train your army. So that's the only one that I'll never complain about, and I'm always happy that that's there. Did you use the army boost a lot?
I used it a couple times. Yeah.
The only thing that I would want them to do when they have that event is to still just have a button. Because who boosts their army only and not their heroes or not their spells?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be great if you could just... Because I have to boost heroes, the army barracks, the spell potions, and the siege barracks, and you're like, you're all, and you have to individually boost each hero. So I'm like, and I always forget one of the heroes. I'm like, why's taking this so long? And you're like, then boost this one. So yeah, that would be an improvement, a quality of life improvement if they have that event. Not that I suspect that they'll go through all that coding just for this one special event that they never have, very often. But yes, I enjoyed that. What else happened? We got the Super Archer, which we can talk about. Was there anything other?
I think there was another event, but I can't remember what it was. Was there a hero hunting event?
Yes, that was over very quickly.
Yeah.
For me. That was that part of the celebration. Didn't that give me the last book that I need?
I think that was still in there because there was another event.
It was a long celebration, wasn't it? It felt like a month-long celebration.
Yeah. There was a lot of events. I think there was a hero event in there.
There was the Party King that came out.
It was the Party Wizards. It wasn't the heroes. It was the Party Wizards.
Yeah, and then everyone that came into our clan would be like, I'm like a brilliant attacker, and we'll say, demonstrate that please, and they'll come in with mass party wizards, and you're like, sigh, big sigh. But yeah, so you obviously got the king, the party warden, and the party wizard. Did you put them all down at the same time?
No, I haven't. Halloween.
But you won't get a party wizard at Halloween.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
So there was that. I think there was also a video, like just for fun, kind of Q&A with the party queen. I think it was like the makers versus creators thing. So it was Darian and I know with Lady V and Galadon, and then the party king's like the quizmaster. It was only, I think they hyped it up a lot, and then it was only 9 minutes. Like, okay, this didn't last very long. But basically, the Party King's just been asking trivia questions, and it's just like a sort of Supercell versus the YouTubers skit. I don't know if you saw that. You're looking at me blankly.
Nope.
But yeah, I mean, it was just for a bit of fun. Obviously they all dressed up as, rock stars and all that. So again, the different audiences that you got there, some of them must have really loved that stuff because Darian's dressed up with his black lipstick and Galenon's got his, and they're just like, oh, okay, but good on them for having a laugh. There was no interesting things to come out of there, I would say. The only other, no, I will say there was that, there was talk about, I think Aino said, what is his name? Aino? I can't remember. I think it's Aino. I think it's Aino. Yeah, Aino. He did say that he was like partying hard or rocking on as more than like the, was it a mega golem? But I don't know if that was just him saying something or whether it was him saying something. Whether that was like a miniature hint or something. Yeah, well, I don't know. But, people were wondering whether that was like a Easter egg kind of mini hint. But yeah, so that was the only interesting thing that came out of there. If you are so interested to know, it was Galadon and Lady B, that one. Sorry, I should have said spoiler alert. But, really, for 9 minutes, I'm not, you're not going to be, it's not going to change your life, put it that way, if I told you. So yeah, it was just a bit of fun, I guess. If that's your bit of fun. Anything else apart from the Super Archers?
I don't think so. So is that the King of Clash trivia show?
Yeah.
Is that what that would have been?
Yeah.
Okay. There's another one here. It says, coming soon, Lost and Crowned. What is that one about?
Oh, I don't think that's part of the celebrations. But we can talk about that. So
okay, well, I haven't watched it yet. Let's finish what we've got on our list here, because we did talk about the stupid.
Okay, but you're not going to remember to talk about this. Or do you want to wait until you've watched it? Because then that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll watch it and while we're doing this, but we'll talk about the Super Archer as well.
Okay. Don't watch it while we're doing this. Hello, focus.
Well, no, I'm going to focus, and when we're done our list, we'll go back to this. I'll watch it, and we can finish by talking about
your reactions firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Super Archer, what do you think?
Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Pointless. It was torture. 7 days not being able to have a regular archer.
Because you felt compelled to do the event. Let's just clarify that.
Yeah, there was an event. That's the only reason I unlocked the stupid thing, and I will never, ever, ever unlock it again.
Is that ever. What you said for the goblins and the wall breakers?
The only super troops that I will ever unlock are the ones if there's an event on. So I will if there's another Super Archer event. But the only ones that I use are the Super Wall Breakers. And maybe the Inferno Baby Dragons, because the Inferno Baby Dragons are good for defense.
Yeah, but let's just be nice.
Like, I'm never unlocking the Super Witches, because 40 camp space for those stupid things? Hell no. And seriously, 14 or 12 space for the Super Archers? Give me a break. She doesn't even do anything. Like, her arrow goes through 2 buildings, but you gotta put her on the right square at the right angle for her to do that.
No, okay, so I'll respond to that in a moment, but what I will say is, remember when we first had a conversation about all the super troops that came out, and you were like, I don't need super wall breakers because I can do it in 6 instead of 8, right? And now you like them.
But as I've been attacking and just developing new ways of getting into a base. I don't need to get into 2 layers anymore. I need to get into the first layer. I mean, certain bases do require double wall break to get into where you want, but the wars that we're in, they usually don't have those bases where you need that double break. And I mean, if they do, then, I plan accordingly. But it's just when your attack is, okay, I need to get into this section, then having that super wall break where it's going to explode on the wall, guaranteed. I mean, that's what you want. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I plan on, if I do unlock the super wall breakers again, I do plan on cooking regular wall breakers and having a stash of those available to me as well.
Right.
Just because, like I said, different bases call for different wall breakers.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Right at this very point in time, we have no need for super archer. I use
the stupid archer, though, because she does... one stupid archer does absolutely nothing. For me, that stupid archer is like a minion. And honestly, a minion you can spread out along the base. The stupid archer takes 14 or 12 spaces, and she's in one spot. And if she hits one spring trap, she's toast. Whereas at least with the
that's
minions,
the same for any other ground troop.
If there's an air bomb with the minions, because you've spread them out, it takes out 1 minion. You still have 5 left.
Okay.
But if there's a spring trap on that stupid archer, she's gone.
So I like to play devil's advocate and just argue with you for the sake of arguing, even though I see your point and sometimes agree with them too. But I'm just gonna, say that the archer space is 12 spaces, right? The super archer. And I think what the comparison is, because she shoots through 2 buildings, there's comparisons. The comparison is a bowler, but bowler's only 6, so you could get 2 bowlers for 1 super archer, right?
Mm-hmm. But the super archer is so much weaker, and seriously, 2 bowlers would do more damage than that 1 super archer.
But see, and I agree, I completely agree, but I think there's something like we're not really thinking about them in the right way, in that, okay, we're thinking super archer, right? And we are used to the archer being, okay, it's a sniping troop, but maybe the super archer is not supposed to be a sniping troop, okay? But then also, I think, so I agree, a bowler gives you so much more value for, 1 super archer for what we know them as, right? If we compared them to like a 1 archer, like a regular one. But as a bowler, I don't think we're seeing super archers in the right way yet. So that's why I would choose bowlers over.
And I get it. I mean, I was watching a couple streams and people, you had to use them in a mass army, and it wasn't, like you said, sniping. It was in the bulk of your army going into the base and using them that way.
But I think also what I think is also, and I don't know if I've checked because I don't have them anymore, because I was like, yes, thank goodness they're gone. But before I actually thought maybe I should have actually checked them out, was, yes, okay, you could get 2 bowlers, right? But playing on the fact that an archer, we tend to think of them as sniping troops, I think that where you could have put 2 bowlers might have been in range of a defense, whereas if you had put 1 archer there, it would have got the things. Does that make sense? So if you took...
But if that's the case, take 3 regular archers and do the same thing.
But then you're not going to get that second building.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but by the time your archer is in range of that second building, the rest of your army should be through the base.
No, but do you see what I mean? I think there are things that the archer can do.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, there are things that the super archer can do that the bowlers can't, and that's why I think we're not thinking about them the right way.
That they are stupid archers, and I will never unlock them again.
and I do think... Well, I told you. I mean, I agree. I'm not a pro player. I don't I don't have the patience to go through all the various combinations to find what the right thing to do is. But I have played the game enough to think, okay, actually, I think we're thinking about them wrong, and they're not to be used as a sniping unit. I think, and also the fact that with the archer as our sniping unit, we've always thought, okay, the archer is ranged, and the fact that we can put an archer there to snipe something. I think that there needs to be some sort of thought in terms of, okay, well, what is that distance?
Because if they, like how they have in that practice area, you can use the different armies and whatnot. They have it all, preset. This is what you use and stuff.
You're fixed by that, though, I think.
If they did something like that for the super troops and said, look, this troop would go in this army, this is how you use it, rather than just give you that area to try it out and say this is what it does.
But I don't think Supercell knows what... I think they have an idea in terms of what
I understand that. Like, they wouldn't know, how that troop is going to fit into the army. That's the player's job to figure that out. That's where your good players are, introducing it and, stuff like that. And I understand that. But, like, for me, like you said, the super wall breakers, I didn't want to use those either. But after watching videos and actually, understanding, okay, in this base, it would come in handy, I can't see the super archer doing that for me, because I still don't have any use for the super witch. I still don't have any use for the super barb or the super giant or the goblin. The super goblin.
You like the goblins, though.
Because they're good for farming. But I mean, I'm max now, and even if I go to Town Hall 13 one day, I'm going to be using a proper army because I'm going to be practicing for war. So them too, I'm never going to have a use for them. Unless I'm trying a new attack where it's like the Yeti blimp and you've got super gobs in the blimp or whatever that you're doing and whatnot. But other than that, I'm not using them. The only one that I'm going to use
that's fair,
is the Walper.
You and I, we don't spend hours a day playing the game. We just, see what other people do. Really, and I do think, though, I agree with you that I am not a fan of the super archer. Did that even make any sense? I'm not a fan of the super archer, but I'm not counting them out as there's actually a niche bit for them somewhere, I think, maybe. I'm not a fan because, remember, I told you I was doing a raid. I was trying to do this the archer event, and you had to use one super archer, right? And then I was doing my queen walk, and I was like, well, what am I supposed to do this one archer? Oh, I'm doing a queen walk, I'll just put it with the archer queen. And then I remember I told you I was outraged because the healer started targeting my super archer, and obviously my queen walks off and dies. And the damn super archer would not die, and because she's so ranged, nothing would hit her. So I'm like, why? This is the whole raid gone within the first 10 seconds because of one super archer.
That could be a new attack. Instead of a witch slap, it could be an archer slap. Because they are ranged like that, they would clear the buildings on the outside, and with that, that might be something I try. A super archer slap.
but that's what I'm saying. I was like, how on earth? The queen's supposed to be worth, 50 spaces or something like that? Why is the healers not targeting my queen? It was like, I knew who hit the archer so that the archer needed healing. Surely whoever hit the archer would have been toast. Surely. Right? So something must have, something must have damaged my super archer, and my queen was healed up, and that's why the healers moved to the super archer. But seriously, I'm sure the super archer just gets one-shotted by everything. Right? So I don't know what kind of crazy thing happened there, and obviously stupid queen walks off and leaves all the archers around. So, and we blame the queen, but really, I'm blaming the healers in this case. Stupid healers. But yeah, that was just one archer. Goodness knows what happens. And an archer's only supposed to do 12. 12 versus 50? I cannot do the maths. But, yeah, so I'm not a fan because it messed up my raid. I also felt it was a bit odd that they kind of just released it without any fanfare. Really, it was just one day you logged on and there it was, and there's the event. They didn't. Well, they say that it was part of the celebrations. They didn't actually specifically say it was because of the birthday celebrations. So it felt like they just sort of, oh yeah, sure, let's just release one now. And I do feel like that perhaps a lot of it was influenced, shall we say, by we all knew that it existed. Hurry up and give us it, kind of thing.
Well, I didn't.
I did. I told you.
I know, but I mean, I didn't know that there was. Yeah.
So yeah, that's enough of my departures.
Yes, new season pass has quite a few goodies in it this go round. One of each of the runes, I believe, and builder base as well. I mean, obviously, these are all potions turning to gems now. There's 2 hero potions, 2 power potions, 2 training potions, plus all of the resources down below. Then there are 18 wall rings, all going to gems. And then there is a book of spells, book of training, book of heroes, book of building, and the end book of heroes, plus the skin. So I mean, it's definitely more than 500 gems, because I think that's what we had worked it out to before. What the season pass value was. Definitely more than 500 gems this time if you're a max player. So yeah, I'm quite happy because that's all gems.
I do feel like the book of spells
you
come out.
accidentally spend 250 gems on a weak shield. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Or you forget you've got the 1 gem donation. You've donated like a siege machine.
Yeah, I did that too. Season started and donated to somebody, and I hadn't done my 2 raids yet.
Donated wrongly.
I donated a siege machine. I think those are like 20. Oh, it was horrible.
You donated to me wrongly. Yeah, but I feel like the Book of Spells comes up as a reward more often than any other book.
Mm.
And I feel that that's a bit of a waste because there's less spells than there are troops.
There is.
So
yeah.
I feel like that's intentionally done.
Yeah, possibly.
I feel like they kind of go, okay, we need to give a book, but we don't want them to be like, let's just give them the book that they want all the time, because then they'll be maxed and then they'll complain and want Title 14 or something. So they put in like the filler book, which is the Book of Spells, because most people that actually play the game and want to be good at the game know that spells make and break your attack. So they do kind of think, okay, well, you use spells every attack, whereas you might not use a bowler every attack. So,
mm-hmm.
the more competitive run-of-the-mill players would have prioritised their spells and done them already. So I do feel like that's a filler book. So
yeah, I agree. What do you think about the skin?
That's my question for you. I've prattled on about the books in a row. So you talk about the skin.
No, I asked first. What do you think about the skin? I feel another theme coming on, so...
You feel another landscape skin coming on?
Yeah.
A pirate-themed thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the queen now. She's not the worst, but she's not the best. I think what I don't like about it, and again, I just notice weird things, right? But you see that little animation when you click on her, because I've not got her yet. Obviously.
She looked at her fingers, and then it's like, oh, I'm just gonna pick up my crossbow. Yeah.
What I don't like about it is like she struggles to pick up the crossbow. Like, I mean, I know it's big and all that, right? But I feel that's demeaning to the ladies. You know, oh, wait a minute while I struggle to pick up my weapon. So, you know, I don't like that. Right? Because doesn't she? She totally does take a beat as she lifts up that crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't like that element of it. I like the sort of little details with the little wee anchor on her arrow thingy. What's it called? Arrow holder bag thing. So I like that. She's kind of got like the Valkyrie Queen hair, but only one of them. But yeah, I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. I mean, it's not got me excited, but it's not got me going, oh my goodness, not putting it on. I feel like it's still better than Party Order or the Party Candy. Yeah, it's not the worst, it's not the best. I don't like that she struggles to hold her crossbow.
I don't like that she looks at her fingernails first and then picks it up. I don't know, that bugs me.
Yes, I feel like they've added perceived feminine, I can't even say the word, girly qualities, shall we say.
Feminine, yeah.
In there, which are, you know, stereotypical and not actually empowering, shall we say.
Yep.
But, yeah, so that's my thoughts. Do you like the skin?
I'm in agreement with that. Our experiment that we did, we were recruiting Town Hall 9s for a week, and then
because we wanted to see whether
we were supposed to be doing 7s, 8s, and 9s, but somebody started doing everybody again, and kind of wrecked the experiment.
Yeah, who was it, Jen? Who was it?
I don't know.
But I still continued because we wanted to see whether, you know, we were giving the higher town halls a rough break. So you and I, we made our bets. And to be fair, actually, I've only ever seen possibly 3 non-town hall 9s, come in. So what have you been recruiting?
Because I mean, the bulk of the people that I do invite are the lower, like the 7s, 8s, and 9s. I don't go out headhunting for 10s and 11s because they don't last.
Yeah, not yet. Okay, so do you have your slip of paper that tells us our bets, or are you just waving the flag and I've won?
No idea. I'm pretty sure you did win though. Yeah, I don't know where I have it. But we did end up getting a few Town Hall 9s. We got, 3? Maybe 4? 3 or 4 Town Hall 9s?
3, isn't it?
Let
me see. Let me see.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
One hasn't been put in yet. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what about number 7? Was he in the clan before we started doing it? Because we've got 7, 8, 11, and...
No, he was mine. I got him as part of this experiment. So he was part of the success. We've got 4. 4,
and 1 hasn't been put in more yet.
Yeah.
So 5.
1, 2, 3...
7, 8, 11, and 19 are all in war leagues. So those are 4. And then we've got number 10 that hasn't been put in war yet.
Okay. But you need another one to make 5.
What?
Okay, say the numbers again.
Okay, so number 7 and number 8. Number 11 and number 19.
Yeah, are they all in leagues?
They're all in leagues.
Mm-hmm. And then number you've got...
Number 10 is the only one that hasn't been put in a war yet.
Okay, so 5. 5 have made it. Okay, now I know that's what you said. So actually, it might be in your best interest to find that piece of paper because I said we'd get free.
Actually, we've got another one, number 15. That one joined yesterday. We got him in. So 2 Town Hall 9s that haven't been in more yet.
Okay, so what I would suggest is you find that piece of paper because I said free, and I know that you said a number bigger than.
I think I said 9. Yeah,
you said ridiculous numbers, but
yeah, I don't know.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah,
It's a good, well, let's just be fair. The 2 that we haven't put in might still flake out.
Yeah, they could.
But we've got 4 in that are in. So not too shabby. Okay, so you have to write this down.
2 of them, though, I'm not really confident that they're going to survive longer because the one just likes to spam and not listen. The other one doesn't read mails.
Yeah, but that wasn't part of the experiment, right?
No.
And I think there was another person, actually, I think there was another one that made it through induction, shall we say, but they just left before we were able to start a war. So actually, 7.
We had one, we put him in leagues, but he was a Town Hall 8, and then he upgraded his Town Hall to Town Hall 9.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
No, I was just, that's not the one you were thinking of?
No, someone made it through induction, but didn't last the day. Because, I don't know, he didn't want to stay or something. But he made the induction, and he didn't stay until we started the next war. So he'd left by then. So that was 7. So that's not too shabby. You should write this down because we need to do checks.
I'll have to find that piece of paper.
Yeah, because you might be in for a winner there.
I won 5 games and set the new record. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. One thing, Jen. One thing. How many have I won so far? And I'd just like to say, how many of those 9s were my 9s?
Don't even start.
I will start. I will start.
No, because there's no possible way that you know for sure that those are yours. Because I was inviting all Town Hall 9s.
I know that they're mine because when I invited them, they joined.
No.
The only one that I might not have invited is that new one that came in. Number 15. No. But I know for sure that number 7, number 8, and number 11.
Competition where everybody that joins, we ask them who invited them. I was asked.
No, you will not. If anyone, we all know that they always say I was invited, so you know.
The leader invited me, and then one of our guys is like, "It's a closed clan. Everybody gets invited."
Oh yes. So, okay. So we should note down that it's 7 people joined. I think we had different categories because you wanted to go all out with how many made it, how many actually got through induction, how many made it to wars, how many lasted wars. So you were mega competitive.
Made it to wars.
Yes.
And 1 is pending.
2 is pending. 2.
2 pending. Right.
1 flicked out before.
Okay.
So, but how did you find the Town Hall 9s? So what did you think? Did you think they still flaked out more than Town Hall 8s? And 7s?
Well, a lot of the ones that came in were new to Town Hall 9, so new or rushed. Like,
oh, you invited them and they're now Town Hall 10.
Wow.
Because the season ended.
I think Town Hall 9 is more lazy because they're either in a hurry to get to Town Hall 10 because they're defensively maxed, but their offense is crap, or they're just lazy and they don't want to do the research to research the attacks that they can be using because there's so many more at Town Hall 9. So I think it's just laziness of Town Hall 9.
Mm-hmm. And did you get more abuse than you thought?
No.
No more than usual?
No more than usual.
So, do you want to know what my takeaways from there was? So something that I thought was unusual, and I didn't notice this because obviously I don't recruit 10 Hall 9s until this experiment, right, was there's a heck of a lot of 10 Hall 9s with like, and I don't know why this is, maybe you can explain to me, but there's a heck of a lot of 10 Hall 9s with like really high level Barb Kings and very low level Queens. I'm talking like 10 Hall 9s with like level 25 King and a level 3 Archer Queen. And I'm like, whoa, that's a big disparity. I did not expect that.
Because there's quite a big, I mean, even if you look now at your heroes, there's quite a big difference between what it takes to upgrade an Archer Queen as to what it is to take a Barb King. Yeah, so if you're struggling to get DE and you finally have enough, you don't want to lose it, you don't want to get raided, you put your King down because he's quite a bit more, he's quite a bit less expensive than the Queen.
You get the big bump though. You get the big bump at the beginning to get the Queen, right? Although I don't know if you changed that now.
But it's about 20,000 different, at least 20. Like it's quite a big difference.
Like these people had level 3 Queen. It must surely take more.
Like I said, if you have enough, if you're one of those people that doesn't raid enough, and you finally have enough Dark Elixir to put a hero down, you don't want to lose that Dark Elixir because you're lazy and you can't raid anymore. So you put which one you have.
You must surely have enough for the Queen before you have enough for the King. That's 20. Level 26.
I think that's the difference, though. I think that's I think it's like a level 15 Queen or a level 15, a level 20 King is the same as a Queen starting out. I think that's what it equals.
Yeah, but at starting out, but like you do get that bump to get the to put her down and get her into existence. But the small jumps in between, after like level 2, level 3, level 4, those are small jumps. You're looking that up because you're competitive and you want to win this argument?
No, because I don't think I'm explaining it right.
I think I understand what you're saying. I guess I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, because we get a lot of people that come in and they say, oh, but I want the Queen. I really want the Queen. And then there's this whole lot of people that I find that just have no use for the Queen and have like a near maxed out King. So that was surprising to me. When I was looking at 10 Hall 9s, I was like, what's going on here? I don't really know. But what the hey? I'll just invite them anyway because it's an experiment, and you never know. There might be some great meta with this King that I've not known at 10 Hall 9, other than, being a meat shield. But yeah, no, that surprised me, to be fair.
Okay, I'm just for my reference too, because now I'm curious. We'll see here. I've got both of them. King, level 20.
No, we're talking like he's got 20. Let's see. Okay, I'll pick a number. 26.
Actually, it's not as bad as I thought here. The King level 10 is about the same as a Queen starting out. So King is 28,000 at 10, whereas the Queen to get is 20,000. So there's about an 8,000 difference. It's just laziness, maybe. I don't know.
But yes, but that's why I was surprised, because a lot of people come in saying, "Oh, I'm just upgrading because I really want to try out the Queen," and I don't know, maybe they got the Queen and thought, "Oh, she died quick," and just gave up on the King. But I didn't expect to see so many come up that way, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. So that was odd for me, and I learned something there. Okay, so now we're gonna try 10 out 10s. So we can invite 7s and 8s, but only 10s. Yeah?
Do we have to? Because...
Yeah, we can't. This is not the end of the experiment. This is like one sample.
Okay, then. Town Hall 10s. How many do you think we're gonna get?
How many we're gonna get? As in...
To survive.
Survive through a war, exactly. Or to survive induction. I was surprised by the 10s. Well, actually, okay, no, you go first, because I went first last time, didn't you?
No, I went first because you were shocked at my numbers,
and then you fine. Okay, I will say that we will have 5.
5.
That was
I think we're gonna get 3.
All right, okay, I see. And how many? I think actually, if they survive induction, they may actually survive to war.
Yeah, I think if they do, I'm gonna say 1 will survive to war.
After war, as in.
Yeah.
So actually follow how we play. So you think 2 will not follow how we play and get punted. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I said 5, right? So I'll say 2.
2. Okay.
Now, I'm going to say something controversial, and it'll explain why I said the numbers that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I actually think that it's easier for Town Hall 10 to get through induction than it is for Town Hall 9. Because I think that at Town Hall 10, that's when you start getting siege barracks, and being controversial here, but I'm saying that siege barrack takes away a lot of the skill required to 3-star Town Hall 10.
Yeah, it does.
So that's why I think I am more impressed that a Town Hall 9 can come in and show that he can hold his own versus a Town Hall 10. Unless, you know, I'd be impressed if he does it without the siege barracks and just went in with a regular CC. But I do feel that it is easier to 3-star at Town Hall 10 compared to a Town Hall 9 trying to 3-star a Town Hall 9.
Yeah, no, I agree. It takes the skill away, though.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I say it. That's why I think a lot will get through induction, based purely on the reliance of a siege barracks, a siege machine. Sorry, and you know, I've always said this is why I don't really like to invite 10 out of 10s and up, because they'll just instantly want to have a CC with a siege machine in there, and I feel like that does half the job for them. Mm-hmm. Because who needs to funnel when you can just, you know, well, not that my siege machine goes to the center, but you know what I mean, as in there's a lot more leeway given for 10 out of 10, and it's a lot easier now, I think. So I stand by my rationale that I'm more impressed with a 10 out of 9 being able to hold his own than a 10 out of 10 being able to hold his own. So we went for that for 3 weeks. We have to do this for 3 weeks to make it even.
Well, what I think I'm going to do is the first week, remember, I had the clan set to Town Hall 9 and up, so that's all that was in the recruiting, so I think that's what I'm going to do again.
But I thought you still wanted to...
We will, but for the first week, all I want is Town Hall 10 and up. So because
it's only fair, is it?
Let's do it like we did for Town Hall 9. We did the first week, all it was Town Hall 10 and like it was just Town Hall 9 and up. So that's all that was in the recruitment tool. Then the second week and the third week, we've had it open Town Hall 7 and up. So I think we should do the same.
Okay.
I'll switch it tonight, and then for an entire week, we'll do Town Hall 10 up. We'll see how many we get, and then we'll open it up for the 2 weeks after that to everybody, like we were before, 7 to 10, and we'll go like that.
But no 9s. We're not recruiting 9s. Right?
Yeah.
I feel or 11s. Only 7, 8s, and 10s, Jen.
All right.
Okay. So we'll see. Well, I mean, for a bit of fun, I do have to swallow my pride, my dislike, and I have to donate those siege machines now. Then I just, a part of me feels like I want to see what you can do without them.
Well, And I mean, for me, it'll be, what army do you use?
Well, I find, and again, I'm happy to be proved wrong when they come in, but I have this sort of expectation that when we ask them to show us what they can do, their normal response is, "All right, then I'll need a CZ and a siege machine, please." And then I don't think that, for me, that's not the right impression to give, because I feel like that's where the reliance comes from.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, so that's our experiment. And we're on to, stage 2?
Uh-huh.
And 10 out, to be fair, we did get, we got more 10 out nights than I thought we would.
I'm happy with a couple that we have. One of them did say that after Leeds he's going to be going to Town Hall 10. He is a max Town Hall 9. So,
yeah.
But you know what? I do give him credit, because he wanted to go to Town Hall 10 about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, hold off until leagues, because in leagues we require our 9s to hit 10s. I said, just hold off. See what it's going to be like hitting those 10s. I said, you need to feel comfortable hitting Town Hall 10s, having an idea of what you're doing. And I did have a conversation with him not that long ago where he said, because I asked him, I said, how is it going hitting Town Hall 10s? And he said, I never would have thought to do it this way, stay maxed at Town Hall 9. But he said, I'm so glad that you mentioned it, that I did stay Town Hall 9. He said, because he felt that his skills have gotten better, because he's tried a couple different armies, because he's, paid more attention when he's hitting Town Hall 10s now. And I said to him, that's all we ask. I said, when I'm, asking people if they're ready to go, that's what I want to be hearing, that you're actually thinking about what you're doing and you're preparing for the next Town Hall. So when he's saying he's going to be going to Town Hall 10 now, I know that he's taken those extra few weeks to stay as a max Town Hall 9 to prepare himself, to understand what it's going to be like hitting the Town Hall above him, to know that, you're not going to use P.E.K.K.A.s against single Infernos if you don't have a bunch of freezes, because it's just not going to work. And for that reason, I know that, he's going to be a little bit more ready going into Town Hall 10 than he was 3 weeks ago when he first mentioned it. And
the fact that, when you said all that, he didn't just leave so that he could then gem his 10 Hall.
Yeah. He didn't have a hissy fit. It was, okay, I'm going to, try this out. And for him to realize that he's done better because of it, that's all you can ask for.
I think he is one of the 9s that actually, was he not one of the 9s that free-starred 10?
I think so.
A max 10?
It wasn't completely max, but it was a strong 10. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, there's potential there, which is just, that's what we look for.
And because he's taken that time to practice as a Town Hall 9, I don't think he's going to be one to rely on the siege machine so much, because he's been practicing on Town Hall 10s right now as it is, with just the troops that he has. So I think adding
he'll only find it easier, if anything.
Yeah.
And with siege machines,
he'll have the base skills. He'll have the funneling, knowing what he's got to do to get that wrecker or that siege machine where it needs to go for him to do his attack. So I think, And the new Town Hall 10 that we have as well, the one that, didn't get the max clan game rewards, it was him too. Like, he didn't max his heroes, but he stayed Town Hall 9. He wanted to go to Town Hall 10 when he thought he was ready, and it was just like, just spend a week or two trying to figure out how to hit Town Hall 10s. And for him, it's done him a world of difference as well. Excuse me. Because he's been, especially this leagues, and we can get into leagues now, he's 3-starred every base that I've asked him to hit. It's his equal. It's a rush town, like not a rush Town Hall 11, but a new Town Hall 11 with an eagle that he's just 3-starring. And with more than one army. Electron, Frozen Witch, Hogs. Like, he's, figured it out, and he's still figuring it out, but he's making it work for him.
Yep. And he was someone that we have noticed in the past anyway as someone that has potential. He just needs to harness it. Because sometimes I know that you and I have discussed the fact that's like, why is he doing this? What's wrong with him? Right? Because I think you and I have seen that sort of, okay, it's all there. It's just not, he's not taking that beat to think about things right now.
And I mean, with someone like him too, like, I'm not so much afraid to suggest something to him or say, well, why don't you try it maybe this way or do this instead, and have him have a hissy fit and run away and leave the clan. Like, he's one
like the other Final 10.
He takes the feedback and he does something with it. He doesn't just, in one ear and out the other. He does something with it. So that's,
and
it's see that.
Extra props to him, although I think that's probably why he hasn't had a hissy fit, is because, and this is something that you and I learned quite recently, is that English isn't his first language.
Yeah.
So a part of me is also thinking maybe if he actually was his native language, he would have taken offence. But because it's not his first language, he's just taking the actual bare bones, and that's what he needs to do. So I think that's helped him in a way. But props to him in that it's not his first language, and yet he's able to stay in the clan and be, showing off his potential.
Absolutely.
And that's what we've always said. We don't care if you speak a bajillion languages and you're in the middle of Timbuktu. Who cares? As long as you're able to communicate with your clan in English, we will make it work. If you don't understand, if you ask to clarify something, we're not gonna say, well, that's just stupid. We will, clarify, because we understand that it's not gonna.
Well, I'll say it's stupid to you, ranting about it and whatnot. But I mean, not to him.
But we are still glad that you asked rather than, guessed. That's the thing that I said to you before, didn't I say? It's, how there's a common phrase about how it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Well, in this clan, it's not easy to ask for forgiveness because you're no longer in the clan. You should ask for permission. Yep. Well, or you should ask for opinion, but not permission, per se. But yeah. So he's done well for himself, and I'm glad he's still in the clan.
Yeah, and like I said, we're getting into leagues now, and he is at the top of the leaderboard for stars. There's me, you, and him all tied with 12 stars at the top. And like I said, the bases that I've been assigning him, they're not easy bases. They're his equal. I mean, they're a max Town Hall 10, or, a slightly rushed Town Hall 11 that has an eagle that, with the extra stuff there that he's got to be getting out and using those attacks. And I mean, overall, I think our leagues have been going pretty well. We've currently won 2 wars, two wins, 2 losses, and looking to win our 3rd war here. And the final 2 wars, just given where everybody is in the standings, we'll probably win at least 1 more war. Would be nice to win another, both of them, because that just means an extra batch of medals that we can give out. It's always nice to give out, those to the people that are deserving, just kind of to boost morale and stuff like that. But even where we are in the standings, we're in 2nd place. We're 16 stars over 3rd and only 9 behind 1st.
But number 3 has used less attacks than us so far, so they can still catch up.
Yeah, they could. But I mean, a lot of these clans aren't using all of their attacks as well. So that's why it's probably as close as we are. But
do you think that the matches have been as skewed as before? Because you know how we always get shafted by.
Yeah. Well, I think 2 of the clans in this leagues, it was their first leagues, so they were matched by their top 15. And those clans did have a Town Hall 7 and 8 at the bottom. I think one of them had an 8 and the other one had a 7 and an 8. So those ones got matched in, whereas everybody else that we've been facing, their bottom one is a Town Hall 9. But I think, too, just because of the skill level of the people that we have in the clan, knowing that this is what our leagues always are, I think our skill level has improved too. In most of them. I mean, some of them could care less.
Bear in mind that when these two clans that are this is their first spin, it's based on their top 15. But these clans have big size clans, so it's not necessarily the 15 that we're against they matched against.
That's true. Yeah.
I just wanted to add that in there.
I have noticed that a lot of the other clans, while they are Town Hall 9s and Town Hall 10s, they're not true Town Hall 9s and true Town Hall 10s. Like, they're quite rushed. So I think that's where we've been able to hold our own and have our lowers hit up and be successful with two stars and possibly even 3 stars, is because they're not max bases. Had they been max bases, I think we would have been struggling more. But because they're not max bases, we've been able to take advantage of the fact and are doing quite well. Like, we're averaging over 32 stars in all of these wars. So we're doing well.
Your 2 stars win leagues, is that what you said?
2 stars wins leagues.
3 stars win wars.
3 stars wins wars. That's going to be our new thing. 2-star, when Tony says I can 2-star this, it's like, okay, you're going to be great for leagues. But for regular wars, which is what we focus on, we need 3 stars.
Oh, how many people just go, oh, you suck at leagues. So to be fair, you were saying that we might get promoted. We have a chance.
Right? I think even if we only win 1 more, I think we will get promoted, just given the fact of what our average star count is, because the other clans are not getting as many stars against the clans that we did.
We have better percentage destruction.
Yeah.
By far.
We have over 400% destruction closer. We're up 400 over the next person below us, the next clan below it.
Yeah, so, we still get shafted by matchmaking. It's always going to be like that unless you're all Town Hall 13s, right? We accept that, and that's why you and I don't like leagues, right? We play the game for wars and not leagues. But what I will say is, if we do get promoted, that'll be quite timely and quite nice, because if we're doing this Town Hall 10 experiment, we get a lot of people to go, oh, you suck at leagues, because the league warlog comes up before the regular warlogs comes up. And a lot of them, they're just like, you suck at leagues, you must suck at war. Bye.
Yeah.
So at least, if we get promoted, that'll shut them up a bit. So.
Yeah, no. And like I said, it'll all depend on what that 3rd place clan does. But the last 2 wars that we have, I do believe we have the potential to win them both. And I think winning them both would secure 2nd place for us.
I do think, yes, with the information that we know, yes, maybe we do have a chance. But, I've always said this to you, is because we are kind of an underdog in that, we have such a big range of our town halls. A lot of people that might not have attacked might see us as easy picking, so they start attacking, and that's sometimes can cost us a war, because they just need to.
I don't think that's going to be the case in this one, just given that all these other clans seem to be using, like, the 2 clans that we have left, one of them's in 7th place, the other one is in 4th. The 4th place clan has been using all of their attacks, and just like I said, going by what they scored against clans we've already played, we've come out on top. So that's why I think that we will, there's a good chance that we're going to win that war against that 4th place clan, just given what we've scored against other clans that they've already played as well. Mm-hmm. So, and I think it's gonna come down to as well, that 3rd place clan is playing the top clan their next war, so that's going to be a loss for them, very much likely. So that will, make the race even tighter for that 2nd place spot. But I do think it will go to us. If we have to throw, I don't want to throw a war or, some stars, but I think it's going to be close for 2nd and 3rd. I really do.
What's this about throwing a war?
Well, I mean,
we never throw wars, Jen.
It would be nice to stay in gold too, because of the bonus stuff, but I do think we're going to get promoted. I do.
Yeah. I feel slightly that we did luck out a little bit with her matches, I think. That's why I agree with you that when we get promoted, we're going to get slaughtered next leagues. But I do feel that it's about time that we got a little bit of a bump, you know. I feel like the next, you know, we don't often get ones that we feel we have a chance of winning. Normally we just get steamrolled. And so I do feel a little bit like we lucked out on some of our matches, and this will be the one that we need because we might not get it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's good news. Okay. Was there anything else we were going to discuss? You've got
that video, and then I can't fix stupid. Uh-huh. So I'm going to go into the news right now and watch this Lost and Crowned video. Have you watched it already?
I have. It's not very long.
No. Okay.
But, you know, you get a statue for the season pass.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a statue in there. 45 seconds. Here we go. Big problems. Oh my god, it's on fire! Oh, that was nothing exciting. Okay, so nothing exciting. The Can't Fix Stupid. It's not really a Can't Fix Stupid that I had.
To be fair, we should just say that the actual film or clip or little video thing doesn't come out until Friday. 5 days.
Oh, okay.
So it's not finished yet. That's just a teaser.
No.
But I do like the statue. Well, I don't, but I do. Yeah. I like that the crown spins.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, sorry, I just wanted. We hadn't talked about that, and it's part of the season pass.
Mm-hmm. The Can't Fix Stupid that I have isn't really a Can't Fix Stupid, but went through you know, how we always greet people when they come into the clan. You know, this is what we require from you. We want you to be able to hold your own. You know, show us that you can 3-star this base, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy is like, I don't hit max bases. I only 2-star bases. And one of the other clan members was on at the same time, and I'm like, I mean, this was like late at night.
So wait, you don't. Those two sentences don't follow each other. So you don't hit max bases, and you only go for 2 stars. So those 2 stars are not on a max base.
Exactly.
So those are two negative things.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm reading, and like I said, this was late at night, and I'm reading it, and I thought it was hilarious. And I'm talking to the other, and then he eventually left because it was he left on his own. I'm like, well, okay. I said, I don't think this is the clan for you then. And so he left. And then I'm thinking about it, and I'm laughing to myself, and I said to the person in the clan, I'm like, do you think SK would mind if I said more? I don't hit max bases anymore. You gotta hit this one. And I mean, it's still funny to me, but I was so tired. Like, I was damn near crying because I'm like, I'm gonna use that. You gotta hit this base because I don't hit max bases anymore.
Is that what you said? I don't hit max bases anymore.
I don't hit max bases.
But so it's like you're getting 2 stars on a non-max base. So he's actually worse than, you know, people that can 3-star a non-max base.
I'm pretty sure he said something about only getting 2 stars, but he said specifically, I don't hit max bases. And I was just like, huh?
That's his requirement, is it?
It was so late at night, and I was laughing, and I was just like, I gotta go, because I can't keep it together anymore. And I said, I'm gonna use that next floor. I don't hit max bases. You gotta hit this base.
Are you allergic?
But it was for me, that was my entertainment for the day, because it was like, nah, I don't hit max bases.
So, I mean, like, what do people expect? Like, your clan to say to that? You know, you've just joined, and you're saying, I don't hit max bases, and I only 2-star, only go for 2 stars. What are you expecting the clan to say in response to that? Come in, make yourself a cup of tea. Do you want some troops? Here, have the siege machine. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you, what does that mean? Like,
I don't even know.
I would love to know what they're thinking. Our response should be: is it, well done, you're all growing up now. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, because normally, you know, surely you would wanna. I mean, they're both as bad as each other, but you must. Yeah, if you don't have confidence in yourself, then how are we supposed to have confidence in you? Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's not a job interview or anything, but have a little faith in yourself. At least try. So, good grief. Well, I'm glad you got him and not me. He must have been definitely one of yours.
Yeah, probably one of yours. Anyway, that'll wrap up the podcast for today, because it looks like we're encroaching on 2 hours almost. So next time we will kind of recap how we finished off in leagues. There'll
got the new
probably
film.
be some new events after leagues are over. That seems to be the trend. A couple events after that. And
got the
who
new
knows
film,
what else will be after that. What's that?
The film that you just watched like 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, there'll be more on that, and then our experiment as well.
Yeah, and how you've probably sabotaged that one again.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I think that's all we have, right? Alright, you gonna close us off?
So yes, so until then, we will talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.
Bye.